Hey guys, we have a great guest coming up today. I'm so excited to chat with her. Entrepreneur and hairstylist to the stars, Jen Atkin. You might know her. She has a few million Instagram followers and a few businesses under her belt. She'll be here to talk about what it takes to make it in the hair business, her insider style tips, and more. But first, let's talk about our favorite, Rent the Runway.
Rent the Runway, man.
Maggie, tell us, you've used Rent the Runway, right?
I have, and I'm actually, so I'm going to Coachella this weekend. I didn't want to buy outfits just for the event. It feels kind of ridiculous, buying like one beautiful little outfit you wear once
that you
at
put
a
on
festival.
Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm, but you want to feel really comfortable and cute because there's so many pictures being taken. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually ordering a few things from Rent the Runway that I can just wear once, feel good in. Everything's either designer or really good quality, so it's not going to fall apart while you're sitting in the grass.
Yeah. And they have everything, like tops, bottoms, accessories, outerwear, and dresses. I mean, I think they became famous initially for their dresses because it's especially expensive to go find a dress to wear to an occasion that you're going to use once. And
I know.
Speaking of being photographed, they have reviews on their site where you can see real women in each of the styles, so you can kind of think about how that might look on your body type, because we know that models aren't really sometimes realistic
good scale
human to look at when we're thinking about how clothes look on our bodies.
Yeah, those reviews are also, they include a bunch of details on fit too. Mm-hmm. So even without a picture, it gives you details on the fabric or how it fits if you're normally a 4. Is it, large for a 4, small for a 4?
You guys can get styles from over 450 designers like Vince Theory, Tory Burch, DVF, and more. And you don't have to subscribe. You can rent the runway on a one-off basis, but you can also rent the runway on a monthly basis and really just have this wardrobe coming to you all the time. And this month, Girlboss Radio listeners can get 25% off their first 4-day rental or their first month of Rent the Runway Unlimited, their premium subscription. So visit renttherunway.com or download their iPhone app and enter Girlboss at checkout, that's GIRLBOSS, to unlock 25% off. That's code Girlboss at checkout. Success. It's such a complicated idea, and yet for so long we've all collectively subscribed to a single definition of the word, which was likely given to us by a white-haired dude somewhere in a boardroom in the 1960s. And there's nothing wrong with that definition, with the notion of climbing a corporate ladder with a singular focus. But it's time to make space for a few other definitions, for side hustles and well-being and failing forward, and for the idea that success is a wild ride, not the destination at the end of it. Join me for a journey into the lives of women who are redefining success and paving the way for others with grit and grace. I'm Sophia Amoruso, the founder and CEO of Girlboss Media, and this is Girlboss Radio. Jen Atkin is a celebrity hairstylist and entrepreneur who's been called, quote, the most influential hairstylist in the world by the New York Times. Jen got her start as a receptionist at an LA hair salon and eventually moved up to manager. During this time, she also attended beauty school, giving blowouts to women who were recently released from a nearby prison. Her first big break was styling Sofia Vergara's hair.
Through Sophia is how I got Kim Kardashian's attention, and the rest is really history.
From there, she went on to becoming one of the biggest names in the hair industry, working with stars such as Kim Kardashian, which she's been made famous for, Chrissy Teigen, Gigi Hadid, Kendall Jenner, and many more.
The thing I've learned from my clients throughout the years is work ethic. I've learned to trust your gut. I've learned to not take any shit from anyone and fucking force your way into that table and get a seat.
But Jen is far more than just a hairstylist. She's leveraged her expertise, massive social following, and star power into building many successful businesses for herself, including her hair product line Way, which is spelled O-U-A-I if you've ever seen their beautiful packaging, and the digital magazine for stylists, MainAddicts.com, or the Main Addicts Instagram channel, which I follow religiously to find out how I can get the new version of Beach Waves for 2018. She has a hair accessories line, an extensions line, and a global education resource for stylists called Maine University.
Now my mission in life is making education available to every single hairstylist and having free education so that everybody can learn. And it's not just hairstylist that works at a good salon that can afford $1,000 ticket.
Jen is an inspirational, trend-setting, and visionary woman. Today, she's going to share her tips for how to succeed in the beauty business, what she's learned from working with her ultra-successful clients, and some amazing insider intel on how to make your hair look effortlessly flawless every day. We'll get into our chat with Jen in just a moment, but first, I want to chat with Maggie Renshaw from Girlboss HQ, who's here to talk to us about what's going on at girlboss.com.
Girlboss.
But I already know, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Hey, Maggie.
Hello.
So we have a really interesting piece on the site this week, and we relaunched the website today. If you didn't notice, on girlboss.com,
a little
it's
womp, womp.
hella pretty, and TechCrunch wrote about it.
Holler.
Anyway, you can read this article there in a much more beautiful fashion than you could yesterday. And I mean, I hate the word article. Anyway, tell us what's happening.
So we have a really cool piece called 7 Ways to Look Like a Pro, Even When You're Not. And it's essentially discussing how to fake it till you make it, even if you don't know how to do a certain task or you're not as experienced in a certain field. It's that pro mentality, that entrepreneur that pushes through.
That Gary Vaynerchuk in you?
Yes.
Cool. So tell us more about it.
Yeah. So the first thing is have the vision. I loved this line. She said, imagine for a second that anything is possible. Now stop imagining and make it happen, because guess what? Anything really is possible. And it just is such a simple concept, but is also so overwhelming at points. So you're like, yeah, anything is possible. Like, I can really do anything.
What are some other tips?
Okay, so the other thing that is super important is be consistent in your brand, in your marketing. Just be consistent, because that's what consumers want. And also say no sometimes. Don't have a fallback plan that, like, you know, she's saying put all of your eggs in this basket, which is funny because you're always taught to have like a separated little nesting, you know, like have an egg in one basket.
It's tough. It's like, it's, you know, depending on where you are in your life, if you have a family to pay for, like taking a few steps out on the ledge is probably the safer thing to do if you have a lot to lose. But if you don't have a lot to lose, if you're in your probably any time in your 20s, you're in a place where you can like Indiana Jones yourself and like go for the Holy Grail and throw those rocks out on that like big chasm and like see the bridge. And right?
Yeah, that's a good
we
one.
all have that image, right? Like that's what like looking into the future is. Even if you don't know what the future looks like, you have to take those leaps without knowing, and you kind of have to show up like you're going to get there, and that will give you the confidence, even if you don't know how to articulate it to yourself or other people. Just that amount of confidence will rub off on people, and they'll like want to be around you or want to give you the job. And so I guess that's what, when we say faking it till we make it, that's what I think.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
But also, like, I mean, when I started Nasty Gal, I said we. Like, I was like, we, thank you so much for your order. We're so excited to like ship your order to you. Or we. It was like, we get we have new arrivals every Wednesday, or what, it was actually Sundays. And like when it's like one stinky girl like in a room by herself, like sounds like, whoa, like this is a real thing. Like, I want to enter my credit card information in this thing that doesn't look like a rinky dink business, even though it was. So there's all kinds of ways to
I like that.
fake it till you make it.
And the last thing too, I have to say this was really cool. She said, I think we're also scared to fail or be bad at things, so we just don't try them. But if you do anything for 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, year after year, you're bound to be pretty good at it. You know, so even if you just like, you know, scratch the surface in the beginning or fall down, I mean, chances are you're going to learn from those things and just strive.
There's very few things that you can't recover from. Like, I went bankrupt and got sued and like everything, like PR crisis, like it's all happened, and like I'm fine. Like I'm fine. It's been a year and a half. I'm totally fine. And that's like on a massive scale, and everything feels like a massive scale in our lives, regardless of like how much money you're losing or how awful it is. But you know, it's something that like you just got to keep running into the future, knowing that you learned something from that catastrophe.
Yeah, just keep pushing.
Well, thanks, Maggie. Now, get ready to hear celebrity hairstylist and entrepreneur Jen Atkin. You grew up in Hawaii and Utah.
Yes.
What was that like?
Hawaii was a melting pot of culture and religion, and then Utah was not.
Yeah. So did your parents divorce and you were going back and forth?
No, my parents are still together. Basically, I was born in Utah. My parents are like Mormon. My parents are from Utah. I was adopted at birth. And so my dad, I was 7, we were on summer vacation in Hawaii, and he grew up kind of like his family moved to Samoa and New Zealand, and they were doing like Mormon family missions. And so he just loved Polynesian culture. And so we were there, and he was like, we're going to stay. And we like sent all of our stuff to the island, and we stayed in Hawaii for like, oh my God, till I was 12 or 13.
Which island were you on?
Oahu. We were near the North Shore.
Wow. That's a great spot.
Yeah,
I've stayed at Turtle Bay.
Turtle Bay is like really close to where I grew up.
I saw Forgetting Sarah Marshall and I was like, I want to go there. It was like my first that was like luxury to me at one point. Like,
oh my God.
It's nice.
They just redid it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Those rooms on the water are really nice.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park was shot there. I mean, it's like amazing.
I just went to Hanalei.
Hanalei.
Which is like amazing.
In Kauai.
Yeah.
It's
we did the
one of my
whole Kalawao
favorites.
Trail. It was like 11 miles.
That
in
and
a day.
Wailea in Maui is so beautiful. I just went actually in December to the Big Island with John Legend, Chrissy Teigen, and we just got a house and like sat. And it was, I really hope to end up in Hawaii again.
Yeah, me too.
It's really fun when you're like young and when you're old.
Mm-hmm.
Then in between, it's kind of boring. There's not a lot going on.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting off an island in those formative years is probably, or getting out of any like small place, I think is important for people to live in like a big city.
Yeah, I mean, thank God my parents moved us back because my sister was going to college. I was starting high school. They were like, the school system is really bad in Hawaii. So
how did growing up Mormon affect who you are today? Like, how do you think that you still like carry that with you? Are you still Mormon?
I'm not, but my family is still practicing. And if anything, it kind of gave me a warped sense of positivity. Like, I watched a lot of Disney movies as a kid.
That's great.
I didn't really know. Like, my husband we watched this like docu-series on the 90s, and I didn't know about so many things that happened. It's so funny. I feel like what's the Kimmy Schmidt show? Like, when they're in the bunker? I kind of feel like that in ways. But it was awesome. Like, at the end of the day, I learned how to set goals and how to be a good person, and my family is incredible. I have nothing but great memories of going to church and just learning about how to be a good person. It was great.
Did you go to college?
No. Well, I was going to go to college. And then, I mean, long story short, my best friend and I got to meet Dave Matthews when I was 18. And I was like...
That was a big deal.
We were obsessed. And my boyfriend's mom at the time was producing a family film, and Dave Matthews was in it. So, like, we went and hung out on set. And I was like, whoa, Dave Matthews is so cool. And at dinner one night, he, was talking to us, and he was like, yeah, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? And I was like, I want to do hair. I'd love to live in like New York or LA. He's like, you totally should do it. Swear to God, like Romeo and Michelle movie, or like, what's the Britney Spears Crossroads? It was like, we packed up our Honda Civics and our $200 out of our bank account, and we were like, let's go. And we moved to LA.
When Jen first moved to LA to pursue hair, she didn't know anyone and had very little money. I asked her what she did when she first landed in LA and how she got her start as a stylist.
Oh my God, it's so crazy. I was like odd jobs. I was an assistant for an architect. I worked for a music supervisor. I just really had to kind of like make ends meet. And then this was before even Craigslist. And this was when people used the Thomas Guide.
Yeah.
You had to have a Thomas Guide.
Whoa.
Like, it was crazy. So yeah, before really like the internet. And I would read Allure magazine and see like what the like salons, like the top salons in LA were, and basically just go and like hang out and cold call and try to get a job. And I finally did as a receptionist.
What were the top salons then?
Oh my God. It was, I want to say John Frieda on Melrose Place. The salon I got a job at, Chris McMillan actually had just like left. It was called the Stilo Salon. Chris McMillan's salon was really big. Oh my God, I really don't even remember the others. It's been so long.
It's changed. Has it changed since then?
Yes. Yeah, it's crazy.
And so what did you learn were you sitting at the front desk, standing?
Standing at the front desk, for a few years. And then I got promoted to manager. And it really used that time to kind of really learn the traits of hairstylist. And at the time, we were coming out of the 90s. So it was like hairstylists felt like they were king. And like it was never going to end. And, there was like... It was crazy. It was like I was feeding Bette Midler's meter and like meeting Stevie Nicks. And I was like, wait, I can go home now. Like, this is all I need in my life. And like Winona Ryder would come in. It was such a crazy, weird time.
So were you apprenticing at the same time? Like, how did you actually learn to cut if you were a salon manager? Because a lot of the time salon managers don't actually touch hair.
Well, right. But I wanted to use the time to learn the business side of it and to see if it was actually something that I would want to do. And I did really notice a lot of hairstylists at the time, they were spending a lot of money. Like, the term I kind of always use is they had a lot of clothes in the closet, no money in the bank. So once I kind of figured out, the financials of it, then I went to like a state-funded apprenticeship program downtown LA. And I would go in the morning. It was right by the women's prison. So I would like do blowouts for girls who had just got out of prison.
Amazing.
And then go to the salon and like apprentice on the floor.
Wow.
I know, it was crazy. And have a hostess job at night to help pay for it all.
Jen literally started doing hair at a beauty school next to a women's prison in LA, and at times even did newly released prisoners' hair. I was curious to hear what her first big break was. I asked Jen how she went from giving blowouts to women who had just gotten out of prison to working on some of the world's biggest celebrities.
I had some celebrities that actually went to prison. So it all kind of like loops together. Really what it was, it comes down to like, it was a lot of hard work, but my big break really at the time before Instagram was like your portfolio, I was just hoping that like the right publicist would come in for a blowout at the salon. And I was first there, last to leave, sweeping up hair, just really kind of like praying that something would happen. And really one person I credit a lot of my success to would be Lorraine Schwartz, the jeweler. I started like blowing her out when she would be in town for Oscars, and she introduced me to Andrea Lieberman, who I knew as Gwen Stefani and J-Lo's stylist, and she's just the coolest person on the planet and a mentor to me to this day. I met John Galliano through Lorraine and got to start doing John's hair for the Dior shows when he was at the House of Dior in Paris. And so that was the first time I'd go to Paris, and I got to assist on Guido's team. And really, like, Lorraine opened so many doors for me. And also Sophia Vergara was one of my first celebrity clients. And like through Sophia is how I got Kim Kardashian's attention, and the rest is really history.
Sophia has great hair.
She's got gorgeous hair. She's beautiful.
Jen has an incredible Instagram following that has really added to her clout within the industry and beyond. I asked her how she started growing her empire and building her following and how it has changed her career.
I kind of grew up with Instagram, and going back to the Mormon thing, I grew up scrapbooking. So, like, I always documented everything in life and cut out pictures and made collages and put little stars and made photo albums. So, for me, Instagram was just a continuation of that, but a digital version. Mm-hmm. And I just always loved sharing things and sharing information, and I just gravitated to it really quickly. And it's just a weird, crazy coincidence. It makes my life feel like a movie that I started working with the Kardashians, who really have seen success through Instagram as well.
For someone who's probably just starting out, is it too late to amass a following on Instagram to promote your business? It's such a saturated industry in hair and beauty, and you started out super early. Is there still room?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I feel like in a way everyone's stressed out about like saturation, and everyone's stressed out about, there's just like so much out there, and personally, I feel like it's more community, like when people were stressed out about reality stars being celebrities, and now they're stressed out about influencers being celebrities. I'm like, that's just more room for people to have like light and jobs, really, like I recently had like a team of hairstylists that I have been stalking for a year. I flew them out to New York and Paris for Fashion Week and had them do a lot of the Revolve influencers, because I was like, I have the connections and I can help put you in the right place, and everyone wins, and It was incredible to see just how happy everybody was doing that. And the influencers were like, no one thinks about us to like offer that for us. Like, they send us clothes, they send us makeup, but no one ever offers like a service like that. So for me, I just think that like, I don't know, I feel like it's more opportunity, and like do what feels good to you. If Instagram doesn't come natural, maybe hire somebody to help you, or
It's important though.
It is important for sure. It's like right now in this time of where we're at, it's like a marketing tool you cannot ignore, and it's just the way that we share information. But I don't think be stressed out about it being oversaturated. I think just understand that like now there's just more information and more people that you get to like learn from and learn about.
Do you have a dream client that you
Sade.
haven't worked with? Sade? Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of gel.
I've said it probably 60 or 70 interviews and still haven't heard from her.
Where is Sade?
She's coming out with a new album.
Oh, wow.
I heard through the grapevine.
Sade, if you're listening.
Yeah.
I
She's
hope you
incredible,
are.
by the way. Oh my God. Sophie Muller, who directs a lot of Gwen Stefani videos, I've met through Gwen. She has known Sade from the 80s and worked with her a lot. You have to Google her videos. They're incredible.
Oh my God, she has a new album.
And she went to St. Martin with John Galliano.
Oh, wow.
They were in school at the same time. Imagine that campus.
No wonder she has such style.
Yeah.
Everyone went there.
She's so cool, though.
With all of her high-profile clients, multiple beauty businesses, and the fact that she's an influencer herself, Jen maintains a pretty packed schedule. I asked her to share what a day in the life looks like for her.
It's a lot going on for sure. Last week I was in Shanghai with Kendall for Adidas. Then we went to Paris and she was filming the show. And then we went back to LA. I go to Sydney this week. I go to Dubai right after, and then Qatar. It's Met Ball, Cannes. There's a lot going on.
Wow.
But everyone lives on a plane.
Yeah, I haven't this year, but I have. I've had those years.
Yeah, I was texting with Virgil Abloh the other day because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. You're going to move to Paris. And he was like, what's moving mean? Like no one lives anywhere.
It's 5 hours from New York. It's not a big deal if you're
True.
already in New York.
But also it's no one's ever, I feel like everybody's kind of just on the road.
How do you make it work? Do you exercise on the road? How do you eat well? I mean, you look great. That. I find that very challenging.
Sweet. I don't do any of the above. I order from the kids menu. I'm such I'm not a foodie at all. I forget to eat a lot, which is bad. I need to get better at that. I stopped working out because I just had to choose sleep over working out. It was just getting too hectic in the mornings and I was feeling really stressed and rushed. And I'm so skinny fat right now, but I'm okay with it. It's weird.
It's really hard to exercise, get your hair done, if you're high maintenance or have a relationship, run your business, travel to run your business, travel on vacations, have time for all of these things.
I'm literally the last priority. I don't look at my nails. I haven't had a manicure in forever. I don't know. I don't care so much about it's kind of, what do they say about the shoemaker is the one who's, I don't know.
Who has the crappy shoes.
Yeah.
The people
exactly
who do your nails have paint all over their hands.
And my hair is just I have it cut short because I'm just I just want to let it air dry. I don't have time. And
it's so easy.
I kind of feel like that's most women that I talk to though. Most of my clients, I try to give them haircuts that work with their natural texture because who the fuck has time?
Between Way, Maine Addict, Maine University, her line of Chloe and Isabel hair accessories, and her Beauty Works hair extensions, Jen is quite the entrepreneur. I asked her to tell me about her business, Maine Addicts, and why she started it.
So Maine Addicts started out as a digital platform, and I just thought that there was a missing playground for consumers to learn about new hair products and for brands to be able to showcase new products that were coming out, and for professionals. And really, I'm great at marketing, but I had so many peers that I felt like they needed to get the credit that they deserved. And so that's really how it started. So I love finding new talent and the next generation of really great hairstylists. And now my mission in life is I'm literally going to New York this summer and sitting down with all the major hair care brands to propose us joining forces and making education available to every single hairstylist and having free education so that everybody can learn. And it's not just the hairstylist that works at a good salon that can afford $1,000 ticket.
Yeah. And so you have a training program now.
We have a university, yeah.
Where is that? Is it mobile?
It's mobile. So we've gone to Australia, Dubai, London, Canada, New York, Miami. We've done a ton of classes and we're going to do a lot more. It was hard for me for sure last year because Way took off faster than I thought.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a challenge, but I have great women behind me that are helping run the show.
Do you have a team, a team? How many people do you have?
2 hair assistants, 1 home assistant that my husband and I share. Then I have an executive assistant who basically is in all of the meetings for me when I can't be. And then Way is a team now of probably, it's a small team still. We're 40 to 50 people if you count people out on the field. And then Maine Addicts is literally only 5 of us.
There's so much content I love on Maine Addicts,
Thank
and
you.
I've gone there for so much inspiration.
Makes me happy.
So thank you. Is Way a license? Is it a JV? Did you go formulate all the products yourself? Like, how do you start a products business?
Way was so easy because as a celebrity hairstylist, I've been sent every single product under the sun. So like for me, I knew what I liked, what I missed, what was like discontinued, what needed to be formulated so it wasn't a professional, it was consumer friendly brand. I wanted something you can spray close, because when girls do their own hair, they spray pretty close to their face, whereas professional is going to spray really far away. So I wanted something that could be layered. I think the most important thing for me, and it's funny because as I look back at my past and who I was when I first moved here, I like the fashion and entertainment industry was such a small bubble that like I really, really wish there was somebody that would have helped me back then. So when it comes to products, when it comes to main addicts and planning education and everything I do, I really want to try to make things that are luxury but accessible. I want to try to make education available to everybody. You know, I really want to try to help just create inclusivity and get rid of exclusivity. And for me to kind of create the luxury brand that's an affordable price point, and Sephora signed up before I even had product done.
Wow.
And that to me was just like, and when we launched and all my clients showed up and posted, and it's just honestly, it's been like so surreal what's happened the past 2 years.
So did you go to factories? Like, where did you start?
Oh my God, Sophia, my life was literally, it was crazy. I was like doing my full-time job. I was like driving to Calabasas every morning because I was doing the girls for the show. And then on weekends, I would literally like fly to Dallas for the day, fly to New Jersey. I called Sonia Kashuk. She's the only person in the beauty industry who I really was close to and has been such an incredible mentor. And Sonia's so amazing. She's like, you know that like annoying entrepreneurial bug that you have where you can't sleep and you're like constantly thinking of ideas. She's like, just so you know, that's never going to stop. Like you need to accept that, and you need to know that like that is your spirit and that's your life. And that advice, when I started to like appreciate it and not be nagged by it, has helped me so much. But yeah, I went to all the laboratories and did I had a doctor friend in Dubai who is also my investor who helped me formulate our supplements, which took a really long time. But yeah, that was a really fun part of Way.
We have so much more with Jen Atkin coming up, but first, let's talk about our favorites. Well, another favorite, ShipStation. So we use ShipStation, right?
We do.
And
we love it.
Is it pretty easy?
It makes everything so easy. Literally, it connects right to our Squarespace. And then all you have to do is you update every day, check in. It sends you an update on who's put an order in, who's been shipped out to.
Like all the inventory info, like all the order info just goes directly to ShipStation, right?
Yeah, it
like
makes
you don't have to type that in, like the weight or the quantity of the products. It just goes straight into ShipStation and you're able to print a label, right?
It gives you a really affordable deal on the labeling too.
And you can choose from UPS, USPS, FedEx, and it doesn't just connect with Squarespace. It connects with Etsy, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, so many other selling channels. And right now, you can try ShipStation free for 30 days and get an additional month free only if you use promo code Girlboss. Don't wait. Go to ShipStation.com. That's ShipStation.com. And before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Girlboss. That's ShipStation.com. Enter Girlboss. ShipStation. Make ship happen. We're going to continue with Jen in just a minute, but before we do, I also want to talk a little bit about ZipRecruiter. We're hiring. We just hired a bunch of people.
We sure did.
And you know, whether you're going to work at Girlboss or are looking for a job anywhere, ZipRecruiter is a great place because ZipRecruiter actually matches you to the business. And if you're on the business side of things, that's really important because there's so many resumes to sift through, and there's literally like someone that is applying for like a director role who like has only had an internship. You know, a lot of people don't really know. And so ZipRecruiter learns what you're looking for, identifies people with the right experience, and invites them to apply to your job. In fact, 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. The right candidates are out there. ZipRecruiter is how you find them. Businesses of all sizes, including Girlboss, trust ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. And right now, our listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, Free, free. Just go to ziprecruiter.com/girlboss. That's ziprecruiter.com, ZIPRECRUITER/girlboss. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Jen has worked with so many huge celebrities, from the Kardashians to the Jenners to the Chrissy Teigens and more. She shared the best lesson she had learned from working with these ultra successful people.
The thing I've learned from my clients throughout the years is it's interesting. When I first started out as a celebrity stylist maybe 10 years ago, like I said, it was a very exclusive world. It was all about beauty. It was all about red carpet. And what's been so amazing for me to see is how the other parts of what being a woman have really come forth and come forward. And women are really, truly changing the conversation in beauty and in fashion. Mm-hmm. And we're creating movements, and like what you've done with Girlboss and, everything. When I think of social media, I just think like we are so much more apt to share something than a man is. Mm-hmm. So really, like we have such a strong voice. And I think that that's what I've learned is just work ethic. I've learned to trust your gut. I've learned to not take any shit from anyone and like fucking force your way into that table and get a seat.
Have you done any like bad business deals that you had to get out of? Like, have you had like, what kind of hardships have come with so much opportunity?
It's funny. Somebody asked me in an interview the other day, any regrets I have. And really, my only regret was not hiring women before I did. Mm-hmm. Like, I always had male assistants because I thought women were too emotional. And, ever since I hired like assistants and agents and women around me, everybody multitasks like it's no other, like it's so easy for them, My only regret, knock on wood, I haven't really ever signed anything that I haven't felt good about. I say yes to a lot of things, but I also always am a part of everything that I do, whether it's my hair accessory line or extensions, or I'm coming out with luggage soon.
Wow.
Like everything I do, I really am like fully like present and a part of.
Yeah. Speaking of hiring, what tips do you have for hiring great people?
My tips would be, honestly, when I hire assistants, I'm always like, I'm always telling them that, I'm here to help you and you're here to help me. And just, I'm not going to be lazy. You can't be lazy. Mm-hmm. That's the number one thing. I think that on Instagram, we see like bloggers and we see celebrities and we see such an amazing life. And I think everyone really wants success. But I don't think that everyone shares the hard work behind it and the sacrifice. So my advice to young people that are trying to get an assistant job is to just really know that you're going to have to sacrifice a lot. And it's not about you. Mm-hmm. Even in my line of work, it's not about me. Like, I'm in a service industry. Mm-hmm. And like, I might have a lot of followers on Instagram. I might have launched businesses or come and do interviews, but I'm in a service industry and I've never, ever forgotten that. And I think that's important.
Being one of the best in the industry, or maybe arguably the best in the industry, Jen has some amazing insider tips I asked her to share with us.
My newest trick, you can actually Google and you'll see me doing this, wave spray and our volume spray. And take your hair, like if you want really loose, effortless waves, instead of doing what every girl does where we blow dry our hair straight, then we use a curling iron, then we use a flat iron to loosen the waves, then it's just like crazy. The Dyson Supersonic, I die. Like, I go to meet with the engineers and like I'm BFF with James Dyson.
I want to get on their gifting list because I'm like, I cannot.
It's so incredible. Can I tell you? When people talk about the price too, I'm like, you only buy so many dryers in your life. It's worth it, and it honestly will help your hair health. So, the diffuser. No one knows how to use a diffuser, but what I do is this like accordion trick where I'll take the hair at the bottom, wave spray. And basically go back and forth and fold the hair like an accordion, squeeze it, place it into the diffuser, and then when you let it out, you have that amazing natural looking wave like you have today, and you get it so quickly. It's amazing.
I love a good diffuser. I need to get back into that.
And hair health is important. People don't pay attention to that. Like, my dream of coming out with like the first socially connected hair care brand where we're really crowdsourcing, the other part of it was I really wanted to create products that were helping externally but internally. Like, no one thinks about internal hair health. So we have 3 supplements. One is thin, one's oily, one's dry, to help fight those battles. Because once you like really take it for 90 days, you're going to see you will have the hair that you can wake up and like just wash and go.
Wow. I just use your mask. I took a bath and used the hair mask.
Did
I
you
have
love
like a
it?
little like one-time use one. Yeah, it was great.
Speaking of Hawaii,
Can
all
I
the
sleep
scents
in
are
it,
like,
or is there too much protein? Like, will it like make my hair bad?
you can sleep in it, but really, honestly, like I say leave it in for like 15, 20 minutes.
I just
If
was
you're,
too
like-
lazy to take another
If
shower.
you're out, oh my God, you're so funny. Is it still in your hair now?
No.
If you're like out at the beach and your hair is like so fried, put it in a sleek bun or a ponytail or like a cool braid and keep the treatment mask in. It's awesome. And our hair oil is really good.
Yeah, I love like oiling up in the sun. It
I've got to
feels-
get you a rose hair and
good.
body oil. It's like, you'll be like sleek from head to toe.
I
It's
love
so
rose
good.
anything. How often do we really need to wash our hair?
Well, I feel like it's my mission in life to make products so that we don't have to wash our hair, because I know the struggle is real when you're just so tired and you don't want to wash your hair and dry it, or it's like early morning and you're rushing. I usually tell people, if you can like go the first day, second day you can use dry shampoo foam. Third day, oh my God, I have a product coming out in fall I can't talk about yet, but I'm coming out with a few products that'll help you get like through 4 days.
Third day, I wear a hat.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. And like texturizing hairspray through the ends would be cute. Our dry shampoo foam and our dry texture foam, everybody raves about because it literally like is like a spit bath in a way. It's so great. Yeah, but I'd say go 4 days. I don't want to promote like going a week or two. It's crazy.
That's a long time. I would break out if I did that.
Also,
Sometimes I
like-
think my hair gives me zits.
Yeah, but you need to like clean your scalp. You can't just like
Yeah, I
let
know.
it get like so dirty.
Is there, what do you recommend for sleeping, like with your hair? Should you put it in like
Xanax.
No, like for your hair. Should you use a silk pillow?
Yes. I
Okay.
use a slip silk pillowcase.
Yeah.
I take it on the plane, have it at my house, because if you think about it, cotton will absorb moisture. So silk will make it so your hair is not going to be like dry, and you don't get those like, I can't say fuck knots. What's another term?
You can say fuck knots.
Okay, so you get like those like
Oh, fuck knots.
crazy
I get
knots
it.
in the back, and it's like you wake up and that's
Yeah.
annoying to deal with. Do you know what I mean?
I have those even when I'm
I'm sure there's a
not
better
fucking.
term for that. So making love knots.
Before Jen left, I asked her to share her most recent girl boss moment.
I had the ultimate girl boss moment last night. I got a daily front row award for like
Wow.
hairstylist of the year, and Kris Jenner presented it to me.
Oh my god.
And to have her on stage, like I literally started crying. Like having her, like give me any sort of accolades or talk about anything that I've done. It was weird hearing like people congratulate me all the time, and I don't know if you feel like this, but I feel like I haven't done shit yet. Like I feel like I have so much more I
I've
want to
heard
do.
you say this before.
It's weird. Like I think because when you're busy, you don't have time to like pat yourself on the back. And I also feel like in a weird way that keeps me humble, because I do hair. Like I don't take myself so seriously.
I mean, I think it's rare to turn doing hair, because there's so many people doing hair, into an empire. So I think you should take
budding
credit for that. But
Hearing
at the
Kris
same
Jenner say
time-
it though, I was literally, I swear to God, it was like the world stopped, and I was like, oh my God, I did this.
Yeah, you
That
did.
was a crazy, crazy
You
moment.
did. I think it's important to own it. I think women don't own it as much as men who haven't even
know. I'm
done
trying
half
to-
as what you've done.
Totally. I'm trying to not be self-deprecating too, because it's such a bad trait that women are taught.
It's good. It's humble, but it's also, yeah, it's a muscle you have to be like, yeah, like you have to be more like Cardi B, right?
Yeah. I, by the way, was listening to that album this morning.
Oh my God.
We all need to be more like Cardi B.
I'm really into it.
I
Yeah.
could be Kris Jenner and Cardi B mixed together. Goals.
That would be a really interesting person. And so one thing that we're doing here at Girlboss is cracking this like concept of success that was built by all these white guys who like invented Forbes magazine and then put themselves on the cover.
Wow, you went for it, girl. I'm into this.
It should be something different for everybody, this concept of success. What does it mean for you?
You guys, success to me, like I have no idea how much money is in my bank account. Like literally have no idea. I have a business manager to take care of all that. But I don't ever do anything for like financial gain. I think what I love to do is to create a solution to a problem. So like Main Addicts, there was something missing. Way, there was something missing. And I just, that's kind of like what keeps me going, is just creating solutions to problems. But, listen, at the end of the day, I also feel like it's my duty to help other girls know that like you can, I don't have kids yet, but you can really have it all. And it's so important for us to like step up to the plate, because there have been men, white men in boardrooms making decisions about our beauty, about fashion, and they've ignored community and they've ignored culture, and you cannot do that anymore. And for them to survive, they're going to have to like open their doors up to more women, to younger people. And it's just this amazing revolution right now. We're part of it. And that's so, so exciting.
Yeah, Paul Mitchell.
That's right. Well, no. I love Paul Mitchell. My best friend's dad started Paul Mitchell.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah, but no.
I'm just kidding.
No, but honestly, though, like, I know they're so great, too. And he gives back so much. John Paul DeJoria. I can't say anything bad about him.
My dad used to use Awapuhi.
It's so good. By the way, you have to watch. It's called Good Deeds. And it's a documentary about how much that he owns Patron. He just sold Patron for $5 billion.
What?
And he gives back so much. It's crazy. Wow. But I do think that's the other thing that's important too, Sophia, is like businesses that, like our businesses that are coming up and we have our finger, on the pulse and our ear to the ground. It's so important for us to teach the old conglomerates and the old luxury brands that you have to have charitable, like you need to have heart behind your corporations and your companies because that's missing. And I think for me, it's so important. Anything I do, like when I meet with the Dyson team, we talk about like what can we do to try to give back, and I think it's so important for us to really show those older brands that's the way that needs to be.
Well, Jen, thank you so much for coming on Girlboss Radio.
Thank you for
This
having
has been a pleasure.
Me. So crazy.
Also
I'm such a fan of yours, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I'm trying to be like cool about it, but you really have done so much for women, and it's really incredible.
Thank you guys for joining us on another episode of Girlboss Radio. If you haven't already, go check out girlboss.com. We have a brand new site design, really beautiful, lots of amazing content. Subscribe to this podcast in Apple Podcasts and tell your friends. Leave us a rating, review if you like the show, and also check out our other podcasts. We have Lip Stories in partnership with Sephora Collection, and we also have Self-Service, Jericho Mandybrough, our editorial director's show, which is about self-care, and it's a 20-minute show on Sundays where you can basically get your chart read. That's it, guys. See you next week.